And we really want the web app to be the place where you can go and do everything you want to do with SEO. And we'll probably extend that a little bit beyond just SEO, but for the moment, it's really focused on SEO. I'm not going to go through all these things, but I'll show you the features where these really apply. But key things that we want to talk about in the web app are, one, that we track things over time. So we're automatically getting your data for you every week. So we crawl your site, we get your rankings, we even check your pages to see if they're well optimized, and we'll go and do that every week for you. And we'll let you know when things go wrong. That's kind of one of the core things we want to do with this web app, is make sure that you know when you have opportunities or problems on your site. The other is tracking it over time, so you can see your progress as you proceed, as you do your SEO and make progress. You want to be able to see what's going on and see trends, both in your traffic and your rankings and the things that you're optimizing, the pages themselves. So I'm going to go right into the Pro dashboard, which this is kind of the hub for all things Pro on the SEOmoz site. So Pro membership is kind of the basic membership, and you can come in and see everything that you have to do. And so right here you can see that's kind of your area for campaigns. So if you have some campaigns set up, you can go in and see what those are. But also you can see things like your info, news and events, other things that you might want to do when you're thinking about SEO. And also at the bottom of the page, you can see other resources like Q&A, which is a feature where we actually have SEOs who can come and you can ask a question each month and sort of ask a professional SEO what their advice is for something that might be a problem. Or check out our monthly webinars. So we have a lot of educational stuff that's going on. Continuing on, I'm going to talk about the campaign. And so the campaign dashboard is the central part of a particular campaign. And this is one that this is sort of the top level thing where you can see what's going well for you. You can see the top level KPIs that you might care about as SEO. And right now we have Google Analytics hooked in, so you can kind of see right here total organic search visits and see how that's changed week for week. URLs that are getting search data, how many keywords are sending you search data, and also below that, crawl diagnostics. So when we crawl your site, and is this going on and off for you guys?
No.
Okay, good.
It's just as you turn your
head. As I turn my head, I'll turn my body.
There you go.
You can see crawl diagnostics, and you can see in this particular case, we crawled about 21,000 pages, and we'll do that every week, and tell you when things that could be errors, like problems with your site. It could be a broken page, it could be something like duplicate content. We'll tell you when you have those kinds of problems, so you can go and find them quickly and identify them and address them. So crawl diagnostics is kind of one of the key things that we do. This is something where we'll find out what your site is, and we'll automatically crawl it, and we'll tell you what we turned up. So this is one I set up for the Seattle Gilbert Sullivan Society, who's actually one of my coworkers is involved with them, helping them out. So I did a campaign for them, and they're a pretty small site. They have 289 pages. And from that, we quickly found 108 things that have problems, errors, and 320 things that could be problems, things that are warnings. And if you dig right in, you can see, looks like their problems are all duplicate page content and duplicate page titles. So they have a lot of duplicate content on their site. And so what you can quickly do with this is you can dig right in and say, I want to find out if there's duplicate page content. I can jump down and I can see right here at the bottom, wow, it looks like a very bad title, Seattle GNS, but also that's their homepage, and it looks like there's a duplicate of their homepage. That's known as a canonicalization issue. So you have two pages that point to the same page but have different URLs. And you could dig further in and see, this one looks like it's pretty strong. It's got higher page authority and some linking domains. If you dig in further, you can see the other page is /index.htm, and wow, they got 317 internal links pointing to that. So that's a problem. So the page, and they have no external, only one linking root domain. Only they point to it. So internally, they're pointing everything to this one page, and externally, everyone's pointing to the other page. So that's a problem. You really want to make sure that they're pointing to the same place, and this can quickly help you find those things, where this should just be a 301 redirect back to the other page. Also, I looked at the other error. That was another duplication, and here you can see a number of pages that look very similar. And I went in to take a look at these. They look straight away. So I actually went to the page to see what they were. And, well, this is a page with a big picture, big sword, no content. Really just Princess Ida 2007 and a photo credit. And then I go to the next one. So following through, and look at some warnings. So you go down further, you can see, well, they have 289 missing meta descriptions, which means they have no meta descriptions on any of their pages. So it's a quick way to find out that they're missing something completely, and maybe it won't help with SEO, but it definitely would help with how they're perceived in the engines themselves, how they're shown in those rankings. And also title element too short, which I took a look at as well, and they have a whole bunch of pages that are just one-word titles that are not particularly helpful for anyone. So things like Pirates, which is their page for Pirates and Penzance. And I'm not big on musicals, but I at least have heard of that one, and I noted that, wow, a simple title change could do something here for them. So I'm going to talk a little bit about rankings. We have a rankings tab, and if you click in there, you can see a view of the keywords that you've entered, the pages that you want to rank for. And you can tag these either as your branded terms or any other, or local, or whatever you want to do as far as keeping those grouped together, which means that you can filter on those and create a report specifically around groups of keywords that you care about. And then you can also see, you can rank for multiple engines. So we automatically, for any keyword you enter, we will track up to 3 engines, and that doesn't count as separate keywords ranked. It's just part of it. So we'll give you up to 3, and not just US, but around the world. Any engine that Google, Yahoo, or Bing has will let you use and track rankings for. And so on-page optimization. This is another area where, when you have a strongly linked to page, you might want to focus on-page to help it rank better in the SERP. This is a look at that kind of screen, and you can see at the top we've automatically run reports for all of these. Well, again, like everything else, we run them behind the scenes so you can see when rankings change, when you've made improvements to your site. And here you can see a lot of pages not very well targeted with keywords that they're focused on. And one is HMS Pinafore is doing pretty well. But Pirates of Penzance, and we saw that earlier, just their URL is /pirates. It's not very good. So if you wanted to go and find out more about that, you can go into a pretty in-depth report, which shows you at the top your grade, SAD, as well as sort of the usage on the page. And Pirates of Penzance is not used anywhere on the page. And what we'll offer you is a way to dig in further. If you scroll down and find out what are the critical factors that you're missing. What are the things that you could do better, like include broad keyword matching in the document. So you want to use the words Pirates and Penzance in your document itself. Broad keyword usage. And for anything on this page, we'll give you an explanation and a recommendation based on computer models. Also go into high importance factors, and we'll break them down into things that, what things you should focus on first, and also generally how hard or easy it is to fix these things. So I'm going to talk a little bit about link analysis. This is a high-level look at how strong your domain is and how strong your competitors' domains are. And that's helpful when you want to figure out whether you can rank or not for a particular term. And so here you can see Seattle Gilbert Sullivan is a little bit weaker than New York, but kind of stronger than the other competitors you care about. It's a nice way to quickly view within the web app the link metrics that you might want to investigate to figure out if you want to build more links or identify other link opportunities. So if you continue down the page, you'd also see link information. You can see these are the top links that go to this site. So these are the ones you want to know about first. These are the most important links that you have, and you can dig in further and see all of the links. You can go up to 10,000 links and really see what's going on with your link profile. But you can also see the same for all of your competitors. You can see what their top links are, and you can maybe start to compare those and say, hey, this is one that I might want to go after. This is a great source for links from traffic data and GA integration. So been focusing a lot on integrating analytics into our SEO platform. And analytics are core, because you can find out what your rankings are, but rankings don't matter nearly as much as the traffic that you get from them. So it's great to know that you got a #1 ranking, but if you're not getting traffic for that #1 ranking, it's not particularly useful. So if you go in here, you can see this is kind of our traffic data tab. And this tells you your overall, this is how much traffic you're getting over time. You can really see how your traffic changes. This is a great measure of your SEO over time, how well you're doing. So if I focused on, this is the last 6 weeks, you can see actually there's a little dip here right around the holidays. As you'd imagine, searches for SEO would dip around the holidays, and searches for gifts and stuff would go up. But over time, it's a positive trend, and you can also see not only your search traffic, this is all pulled from the GA account, Google Analytics, but you can also see how many different URLs are receiving traffic from search, from organic search. So how many of your pages are actually getting organic traffic, which is a great measure to see whether you're widely going after, whether your pages are widely well optimized. And also, whether you're non-paid, so whether you're getting traffic from lots of different keywords. So are you going after long tail? Well, are you getting a lot of traffic from other sources? You can see that change over time as well. And they should all be kind of going up for you if you're doing well. Also, we've added this traffic data right to the rankings results page. So you can see this is your traffic for a #1 ranking keyword. So Rand Fishkin would be an interesting one. Well, he ranks #1. That's great, but he only gets 147 visits for it. Versus something like SEOmoz, a big branded term, ranking #1 there means a lot more for us than, say, another term. And this is an area where you can find things that may be lower ranking, but getting some traffic where you might want to focus more on, as we heard earlier. This is another place we've integrated traffic data. You can see this is a funny chart because it's a branded term, so SEOmoz ranks for most of it. But you can also see the related traffic data. This is the number of visits that we're getting week by week, along with that search engine result. So as long as that ranking, you can see that. So it's really a good way to see that not only are your rankings improving, but also the traffic, is that improving as well. So what else we got? So that's kind of the web app in a nutshell, and all of that stuff is gathered regularly, and all of it is tracked regularly, and we're continuing to develop in that area. So every 2 to 4 weeks, you'll see a new addition or improvement to the SEOmoz web app. So we're always working in that space. But we also have some other key tools, Open Site Explorer being one of them. This is kind of our showcase tool for our Linkscape metrics. So we do a crawl of the web every 2 to 4 weeks, and we will look at, I guess our last crawl was about 42 billion URLs and 430 billion links that we found. And we bring that together in one interface. You can actually go and access all of that data and find out who is linking to who, and also what your most important pages are, and exactly what text they're using to link to you. It's a really good way to do that kind of analysis, both for your site and for competitors' sites. And so here, if we type, the SEOmoz toolbar is another very useful tool to have, and I use this all the time. I'm kind of addicted to looking at the strength of pages as I surf the web. And it has a lot of functions that can help with SEO investigations. And finally, we have a SERP overlay. So if you turn this on, it's just a setting in the toolbar, and you can turn it on, and you can see within the actual search result how important each of these pages are. How many links do they have? How authoritative are they? Right within the page. So it's a quick way to evaluate people you may be competing with and answer any questions.